How's everybody doing? My name is Betchman, and welcome back again to more Pokemon VGC content where we try out different teams, different styles, different formats, and just overall see what ends up being the best in the current meta of the season. We're back with the team that we just used previously that features Garchomp, Rotom, Tatsugiri, Dondozo, MURKROW, and Meowscarada. Excuse me, I wanted to go a little bit in depth with more on this team and why it is the way it is. Garchomp and MURKROW, I chose for this team just because they are so incredibly popular right now, and MURKROW is probably one of, if not the most popular pick right now to have on your team. Pairing Eviolite with it, having a little bit of bulkier stats to it, does make it a very, very viable choice, especially when it has access to moves like Haze, Taunt, Foul Play, Tailwind. You can even run Brave Bird if you want, or Nightshade. It has access to very, very good moves. Having Prankster Tailwind is insane, especially going against other Pokemon like Kilowattrel, Talonflame. There's a lot of different Pokemon that you can set Trick Room with, but having Prankster Tailwind is very, very important to have currently with how insane Prankster is. Garchomp is just a powerhouse. There's a bunch of different Terra types I feel like you can use with him. I opted for Terra Water just because I feel like it's one that is not utilized very often. Pairing Liquidation, Earthquake, Dragon Claw, and Protect, and the Clear Amulet will protect Garchomp from having his attack lowered or stats lowered, like from Intimidate or anything else. Rotom I have with the choice specs simply because I wanted to just do an insane amount of damage. Pairing it with Garchomp and going for discharges is insane. As long as I don't terrestrialize Garchomp, it ends up working out really, really well. Obviously, Tatsugiri and Dondozo is pretty self-explanatory, and I have Dondozo with the Grass Terra typing, so it can take out other water typings and just be resistant to other things that, like if it gets hit with an Electric type move or a Grass type move, it's going to definitely resist that. And then Meowscarada, I have a little bit of an interesting set with Life Orb, where I'm running Protect, U-Turn, Flower Trick, and Knockoff. I brought U-Turn simply because I wanted to be able to beat other Meowscaradas who won't be able to do as much damage, where having 4 times weakness to Bug, going for U-Turn, for the most part, will end up one-shotting an opponent's Meowscarada. So that's why I ended up bringing it with that set there. We're going to go ahead and run with the same set, a little bit of a different start, but I just kind of wanted to go a little bit more in depth with you guys about it. There's a bunch of different ways that you can run these Pokemon, and I think each way is extremely viable, especially with how the season has been going so far. There's so many different Terra typings you can do on Garchomp that you could do on Dondozo. I know that Hydreigon is like insanely good right now as well, and just with just about every single Terra typing. So we'll go ahead and jump into this. We're going against Raikou. Looks like he's got a Trick Room team with also Slush Rush. He's got Faragriff, he's got Annihilate, a Kingambit, Pelipper, Goodra, and Beartic. So with the combo of Beartic and we got Pelipper, there is a chance that he's going to try and go for that. Well, I don't feel like Slush Rush, excuse me, actually works that same way. I'm pretty sure Beartic does have Swift Swim, but either way, that is a combo that he could go for. He can also go for Faragriff, and I don't think anybody on his team has access to Fake Out or making them a priority, so I really want to be able to take out Faragriff with ease. I feel like a really good start would be Garchomp Rotom, just to be able to fire off discharges and be able to do damage with Garchomp, switch to a Water Terra type. MURKROW could also be viable, but I'm not 100% sure. I feel like I have to bring Meowscarada, and then could be viable to bring Dondozo. His team's very physical, so I think we're gonna, it's either that or we bring Tatsugiri. I actually think I want to bring Tatsugiri here. Tatsugiri does really, really big damage, especially having Draco Meteor and having access to Dragon Pulse if I didn't want to go for Muddy Water, Icy Wind. If I just target one Pokemon, it could do quite a bit of damage, and having the Choice Scarf helps me even more. So we'll see Raikou go for the Pelipper Beartic play. So this actually works out pretty well in my favor, being able to Terrasilize and go for Liquidation or go for Dragon Claw. I sort of feel like I just want to hit Beartick with Liquidation, being that it's going to be stabbed now and boosted by the rain, and I'm just going to go for Discharge. No, actually I can't. What I can do instead, I'm actually going to protect Garchomp here, and I'm going to Discharge this turn, try and do big damage to both of them. And I'll probably swap Rotom out. Goes for Ice Punch into the Garchomp slot. So I expected there to be a Ice move going into Garchomp slot. But Rotom should be able to KO the Pelipper. Should be able to do, I think at least. Yep, it's a KO on Pelipper. It's a crit on Beartick, so big damage coming there. He does not expect that we're going to have the Water Terra typing, so with this, our best course of action, he's going to send out Goodra now. Best course of action, I'm going to Terrasilize, and I'm going to go for Dragon Claw into Goodra, and I'm going to swap out Rotom. I think I'll just swap out for Meowscarada in this instance here. I definitely do not want to go for Discharge onto my Garchomp with it being a Water type, because I'll be able to most likely one-shot it, and we definitely don't want to have that happen. I'm curious what the Terra typing on the Goodra is, because if he changes its Terra typing as well, it could be pretty problematic for us. But we do go to a Water type, so we will resist that Ice Punch. Take it pretty well. And we do have Rough Skin, so fortunately it doesn't take him out, though. We are going to go for Dragon Claw, which one-shots the Goodra. Goodness. So we're playing pretty well right now. Well, it'll be interesting to see what our opponent's last Pokemon is. He didn't go for the Trick Room set. His last Pokemon is going to be King Gambit. With this being in the rain, I'm just going to go for... I think I'll just go for Liquidation into King Gambit, and I feel like we're pretty solid to go for a U-turn into Beartick. Because he'll go for... Oh, I could have protected. Probably should have protected on Meowscarada. Simply because he's going to go... He's still going to be faster because the rain's up. He can go for an Ice Punch into Meowscarada. If he does, it will most likely be a one-shot. But we still have Rotom sitting in the back, and we still have Tatsuguri sitting in the back. Both are going to be faster than my opponent's Pokemon, so we'll see what it's going to be. Is it going to be Steel, Dark? Is it going to be something totally different? It is also going to be a Water type, which is pretty bad for my opponent because Rotom's just going to be able to one-shot with ease. That was a lot of damage. He does go for the Ice Punch in the Meowscarada, which is going to one-shot my Meowscarada, so mistake on my part. Should have gone for Protect. Liquidation's going to do a lot less now. But Beartick does go down due to his Life Orb, so we're okay there. Even though this isn't going to do as much as I would like it to do, we are going to be sending in Rotom, who's just going to be able to pick up that win for us with a simple Thunderbolt. And we'll be able to pick up a win in our first game, which is nice to see. So we'll just go for a Dragon Claw, and we will also go for a Thunderbolt into King Gambit, unless my opponent cancels, which he doesn't. That Sucker Punch does a lot of damage. Yeah, Dragon Claw mixed with Thunderbolt, so that'll be game. Our opponent tried to make a good comeback at the end there. I do see his idea with the team. I do think there's more viable Swift Swim users than Beartick. I know there's not a whole lot right now. I feel like Dreadnought could be something that is utilized really well now too, especially Terrasilizing it. I know you can't Dynamax it, but I think Terrasilizing it to something different could be extremely viable for that Pokemon as well. But we are able to pick up a win in our first game. We got 2 more to go. We're not having any crazy forfeits happen, so we'll just move straight on to the next battle. Our rank's not doing too hot, but it's all learning process for this first season to get us ready for more competitive play, especially if tournaments are going to be popping up that I am very excited to be doing again. Ooh, we got someone who's 7,200. Another Trick Room team. So I do know that Armarouge is a Trick Room user, which is highly annoying. We can go however I want to go about this, because he could go follow me. I do need to go Garchomp with Rotom. I have to bring Meowscarada. I feel just be able to, well, I don't have to. I could go Dondozo Tatsuguri, and simply because I can change my Terra typing, and I can go for Terra Blast. I'm actually going to go this instead. We're going to go this. We're going to rock with this team first. I am really liking the start where I can go with, if it works, with going with Rotom and a Garchomp, just because they together do an insane amount of damage, and I feel like he's going to start with Armarouge and Indeedee. And in that case, I can go for Discharge Earthquake and hopefully get a knockout. Oh, he goes for something a little different that I didn't expect. So, I feel like here it gets a little tricky here because I really do want to focus in on the Torkoal. I also feel like this Dragonite's going to do something crazy, and I want to be able to take it out as well. I think I'll just go for Dragon Claw into the Dragonite. Yeah, we'll Dragon Claw, Dragonite, and we will go for Discharge because it's not going to affect my Garchomp here. We'll be able to hit both of them. It's probably going to be normal Terra typing. It's either going to be normal or it's going to be Steel. It is going to be normal just because of the access to Extreme Speed, which does get boosted even more so with it being terrestrialized. Ooh, Helping Hand. How bad is this going to hurt? Does it one-shot? Holy moly, Extreme Speed does one-shot. Who would have thought Helping Hand Torkoal was going to be a play there? I mean, we get a Discharge off, so that's something. Do we get a... We do get a... Oh, man. We do get Torkoal paralyzed. And we get double paralysis, which is amazing here. So here... This is where I go, okay, what do I want to do? Ah, shoot. Definitely think I should have gone with Dondozo instead. Yeah, that was definitely the wrong play. I should have gone Dondozo here. I'm going to switch to Dondozo on that slot. I can't, though. Oh, it's unfortunate. I just wasted a turn. So, you gotta live and learn with your decisions here, and we have to swap or else we end up taking out our own Tatsuguri. But if he does go into the Tatsuguri slot, he's gonna end up wasting his turn as well, so it might be okay, but it's not great. The positive thing right now is that we are really bulky, especially in our defense. He does get the Helping Hand off. Please, please tell me he went to Tatsuguri. He did go into Tatsuguri. Okay, so it paid off. And we wasted a turn of Sun. So in this case, I'm just going to go for EQ. It hits both of them with Dragonite changing to a normal type. Probably went for Gastrodon, I'm assuming. Does go for Gastrodon. That's totally fine. He is paralyzed, which is beautiful. I don't think that an EQ is going to take out Dragonite, though. I don't know why. I got a crit Okay, so we actually take Dragonite out, and we get a crit. I think it was on Gastrodon there. He does have leftovers, but we can just change our Terra typing, and we'll be totally fine. I don't think he's going to send out Torkoal because it's extremely risky for him. It's going to be Lilligant. Okay, so this is where we're going to totally mess with him, and we kind of got to do it. We're going to go Terra Blast into the Gastrodon, because I have a feeling that this Lilligant would go for Sleep Powder or Spore, and changing to a Grass type is going to completely negate that. So we did make a huge mistake earlier, but we're actually coming back pretty nicely. So he did go for Sleep Powder just like I predicted he was going to, and we're going to go for Terra Blast, which is going to be able to take out Gastrodon. He does have Chlorophyll, I believe. So we're covering our bases really, really nicely. The only unfortunate thing is that Fire-type move from Torkoal is going to hurt bad, but he is paralyzed. So I don't think he's got any chance at being able to do any kind of damage to me. I'm just going to go for EQ to prioritize... Oh. Will he be paralyzed? He's not paralyzed. How much is this going to do? Does nothing, and we're able to take out Torkoal with ease, and then Lilligant is no issue afterwards. So we made a huge mistake at one point. I don't think our opponent realized that, but we did make a huge mistake. We were able to make up from it though, and at this point we're just going to go Order Up into Lilligant, and my opponent's just going to cancel that battle. So we pick up a pretty good win there. And my opponent did play it well. He had I did like his team a lot. I feel like he kind of started off probably with the wrong set, going with Dragonite Torkoal. Would have never thought going into that battle that was going to be a Helping Hand-based Torkoal. So that was definitely interesting. It was huge getting the double paralysis. So that was definitely big for that battle on our side, because I don't know if we would have had the best chance to win that had we not got that double paralysis. That's just the way that Pokemon battles go, is the hacks can be with you or against you. So we got our last battle against Sei, who's also got a Tatsugiri Dondozo team. He's also got Tyranitar, Sylveon, Meowscarada, and the extremely popular Hydreigon. So it's figuring out how best do we want to tackle this. I could go Garchomp Rotom again. I definitely think that Hydreigon could be the Tailwind setter, because I know it gets access to Tailwind. Does get access to Tailwind. If I start off with these two, though, I can dish out really, really big damage. I don't know if I want to be taking Meowscarada here. I do, but I think I have to. I think I have to bring Meowscarada here, and we know that Dondozo does not have the greatest with his special defense. I do think Murkrow actually could be really, really nice here to be able to totally negate the Dondozo if my opponent does bring it, to be able to go for Haze to completely reset all stats and make Dondozo at that point not a threat, and I can just take it out with ease. So we'll see what my opponent in our last battle against Sei starts off with. So Sei goes through the Dondozo Sylveon start. Definitely an interesting start. I do think I'm going to protect, and I'm going to, I could just Terrastalize Discharge, because it'll be huge damage that I get off on my opponent here. I actually do think that's what I'm going to go for here. Yeah, we're just going to go for a Terrastalize Discharge here. It just does so much damage, and with Discharge having such a high chance to paralyze the opponent Pokemon, it's a pretty viable move. Let's see how much damage Rotom can do here. We're going to protect because I know he's going to go for Hyper Voice. Ooh, Dondozo also protects. So we are faster than the Sylveon, so that is important to note. So we'll see how much this does to Sylveon. Does close to half. And we don't, unfortunately, get a paralysis off, but we'll see how much this Hyper Voice does to our Rotom. Goodness, it almost takes us out. And he has Life Orb, so that's also important to note. I think at this point we go Dragon Claw into Dondozo and Discharge. Because we do have Meowscarada in the back. As long as this Dondozo is not Grass Terra type, because that would be super unfortunate. Ooh, Quick Attack. Okay. I forget that Sylveon gets access to Quick Attack, which really, really sucks. It's probably going to go for Order Up into Garchomp slot. Does a decent amount, but not very much. Does go for Order Up, but it's not boosted. Does do half, however. And we do see that he's got leftovers. So we're going to go Meowscarada. And I know that Sylveon can be pretty bulky, but I swear on everything that it actually lives this. We're going to go Liquidation, and then we're going to go Flower Trick into Dondozo. We don't really have a choice. Well, actually, I do think I'm going to go Flower Trick into Sylveon. I just need Sylveon gone. Okay, and he does protect, so was a smart move on our end. Thankfully, that didn't take me out. I think what I'll have to do is he's definitely going to bring in Tatsugiri here. So this is where it's going to become super, super critical on what we can and can't do. Obviously, Liquidation is not going to connect because it didn't do anything. And we're not even going to be switching our Terror typing at all because we used it all in the first turn. Probably wasn't our best move, but felt at the moment in time, it felt like it was the right play to make. So here's Tatsugiri. So we are going to see his stats get boosted. At this point, I'm going to switch Garchomp out. So I feel like my best plan of attack here is to switch Garchomp out into MURKROW. And then I know I'm faster, but I'm going to go for Protect because I don't know what he's going to do. And I want to see what he changes his typing to, if he does change his typing. I feel like MURKROW can at least take one hit. He does go Order Up into that slot. MURKROW does take it, thankfully. However, we're going to be able to take this Dondozo out with ease. We're going to go Haze, and we are going to go Flower Trick. So goodbye to his +2 defense and all of his other stats. And this Flower Trick's going to do a lot of damage. Yeah, that is a one-shot if I've ever seen one before. Tatsugiri does come back onto the field, though. But that right there is exactly why you want to take MURKROW. Haze is such an insane ability. His last Pokemon ends up being the Tyranitar, so let's see here. We got a couple options. We could just Tailwind to ensure that we're going to be faster no matter what, because he could be Choice Scarfed. So I'm going to Tailwind, and I'm going to Flower Trick into Tyranitar. So he does protect. Hopefully, whatever he's doing with Tatsugiri here is just going to go into MURKROW. Flower Trick doesn't connect, and we'll see. Is he going to go for Icy Wind? He could. He does go for Icy Wind. It connects on both. Both survive, which is insane. I think MURKROW lives. Everybody gets hit besides Tyranitar. Oh, MURKROW doesn't live. That's extremely unfortunate. This is really going to come down to the very last bit here. We're going to have to go Dragon Claw into Tatsugiri. Question is do I protect? I do feel it's safe to protect on my my Meowscarada because I should be able to one-shot Tatsugiri here. And then hopefully whatever idea he's got with Tyranitar misses or doesn't go into the Garchomp slot. He does go for Earthquake, okay. So we'll see if we're able to get an insane... If he's not Focus Sashed, I believe we win. Either way, it's been a great battle, so we'll go for the Flower Trick. If he's Focus Sashed, he got us. If he's not, it's a win. I have a feeling he's got to be Focus Sashed, though. Most Tyranitars will be. Oh, he still had his Terastallization! But it's ground. Okay. It's still super effective. And it is a one-shot. Holy. We got very lucky that our opponent did not bring Focus Sash on the T-Tar there. I wonder what ability it was holding, but my goodness, it could have been Choice Band. I don't know, but that was a fantastic battle. We're able to go actually 3-0 with this team, which is a nice little change from when we went 0-3. I think it was 2 videos ago. So that was a fantastic battle. I had a lot of fun with that one, and kudos to my opponent there. That was very well played. Definitely didn't think I was going to be able to turn that one around, but 3-0 is very, very nice. Very, very nice. And I will take that any day. We'll see what our rank is going to be sitting at now, just to check it out. And we're now at 15,000. Okay, so we're making a good little comeback there, 34-23. We definitely had a much better start to the beginning of the season, but we're trying to make a comeback before the first season ends and all kinds of chaos ensues in the start of January, because there's probably going to be a bunch of changes and a bunch of just, well, chaos. So I'll go ahead and show you guys the rental team one more time if you guys wanted to give it a shot. It'll also be in the description of the video as well, but here is the team. I hope you guys give it a shot. Let me know what you guys think, if there's any changes, what you would do differently, or what you like about the team. And just give me your input there, and you know, we'll see what kind of team we use next. Maybe we'll be rocking with a couple rental teams and see what people are using most commonly, or what's doing really well in some VGC competitive play right now and some tournaments that are going on. So possibilities are pretty endless. But we'll see what happens. That's going to be it for this one, however, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye!